Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Koehler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Koehler.
Well, hi team, I'm Fitz Koehler, your supercharged fitness pro from fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show, the very last Fitzness Show of 2025, and I am so freaking pumped. I loved 2025. Almost all of it. Yeah, it was a great year. I think it was a great year for me, for my people, for my country, for runners, for exercise, for my new book, all the things. I have been very, very happy this year, and I hope you have been too. I'm going to go through my favorite parts of 2025. So yesterday, I aired our Festivus show where we listed our grievances. None of that today. Today is for reflecting on the things that made me happy, namely you. That's right. You're a big part of my joy. If you haven't figured that out yet, I'm obsessed with you. And damn it, I got a lot of great access this year, which you have no idea. I mean, I'm a happy person, but when I get to you, it fuels me. You are gasoline. You are crack cocaine. You are go-go juice. Whatever people use to get themselves high, that's what you are to me. I don't need any of that stuff. I have you and dogs. Dogs are the other thing. That's right. Animals and you. Okay. So before I move forward, if you haven't done so yet, click subscribe wherever you listen to the Fitzness Show. That's right. Just click boop. Subscribe, notifications come on, and then whenever I make happy noise and I get online and start bossing you around, you will be notified to listen. And also, here's a little pointer. I have over 300 episodes that have been published. Congrats to me. Yay, pat on my back. You can go back and listen to all of them. And if you want to move through them quickly, you can listen to me at super speed. So 1.5 or 1.6 or whatever, but you can speed me up so you can get through things faster if you'd like to backtrack and go listen to more episodes. Shh, don't tell everybody I told you that, but that's actually how I listen to podcasts. And my brain needs constant content. And so when I hear my favorite podcasters without pause, it feels pretty good to me. I don't know. And I can focus better when they're talking faster. But yeah, that's a pointer for you. And then if you haven't done so yet, it's the last chance of 2025 to get you supercharged, the exact formula for fitness, weight loss, and longevity. Hey, whether you're making a New Year's resolution or not, whether you just want the rest of your life to be better, you want your body to look better, feel better, perform its best, you want your mind to be clearer, you want your mind to work more effectively, you want to be smarter, more confident, you want to enhance your social circles in your professional world. That's what this book is about. And I promise you, it's jam-packed with golden nuggets that will get you to the sweet stuff. Okay, now to my favorite parts. 2025, I love you. Thank you, 25, for being a great year. I just feel so good about it, and I'm going to go through. I'm going to miss lots of things because it's the whole freaking year. I can't double down on that, but I'm going to tell you some of the good stuff. So January I love because I was home in January. I did not leave the state of Florida last January, and that was so lovely for me. I love flying. Hey, Delta Airlines, I am loyal to them. I am Diamond Medallion member. I think it's the highest you can be with an airline. I'm thrilled about that because they give me free upgrades. Man, that's a nicety of 2025. So many first class trips around the country. Not that I'm booking first class. I don't do that to my clients. I book regular and I get the free bumps. But yeah, January, nobody had to bump me at all because I just stayed home. I went to Clearwater for one event and then I got to be home and I got to be mostly with my dogs. And I think you all know I love Piper and Joey very much. I lost Piper December 13th. I will talk about that more soon, but being with her has been a top tier priority for me all year. In fact, her whole life. But this year, as you know, she was turning 16. I just wanted to be with her. And so January I was, and that dog drowned in love. I've never I don't know if anybody has ever been kissed as much as she has been kissed. In fact, we'd go into the vet and the vet would say, "Oh, I always know it's Piper when I see the lipstick on her face." So anyways, January was great because I was home. But then came February, and February was great because then I got to get back to you. And so the very first weekend of February is the Donna National Marathon to Finish Breast Cancer Weekend. And that's one of my favorite race weekends of the entire year. And way to kick it all off with a bang. That race is pure love. It's created by a woman who had breast cancer 3 times. The executive director is just a love bomb, a brilliant, effective, organized, sweet, athletic woman who gets runners, who loves to take care of breast cancer patients and survivors. And she puts on a magnificent, world-class weekend. And I get to be the voice of it all. And it just freaking thrills me. And we have hundreds of women and men who have had or do have breast cancer show up. And it's a blast. We start our Saturday events are held at the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. Super cool. And then we head over to the beach on Sunday. And it's so much love. And I think I probably hug almost everybody. Almost everybody. We have about 10,000 athletes, I'm guessing. Almost everybody gets groped by Fitz Koehler, especially those who come through with a survivor bib. So that's a really fun way to kick off the year. Plus, they have a fancy pants party for the fundraising folks, and I get to host that. And I love what I do. If you are unfamiliar, I freaking love what I do. Whenever I'm on a microphone, that means I'm just connecting with you. I feel good. I feel joy. And in fact, I'm going to say this right now. Those of you who have told your companies about me, your organization, that I'm a speaker and I've come to speak for those organizations because you referred me, thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I love making a living, right? And making income makes me happy, but I love getting to you. I love serving you. I love trying to make you look good to your company or whoever it is you've referred to me. And there's been quite a few of you. And that's just so kind, so kind. As you know, I'm a one-woman army and all the little bits of support I get mean the world to me. So thank you for that. But the Donna's great. We launch into the stratosphere on Friday morning? No, Thursday night. Thursday night, there's a VIP party. Friday morning, shakeout, blah, blah, blah. It just never stops. And it's fantastic. I hope it never, ever does stop. So Donna's February. And then the end of February is the Publix Gasparilla Distance Classic. And that one is chaos. I think it's about 30,000 athletes. Many of them do multiple races. It's a 5K, an 8K, a 15K, and a half marathon spread amongst 2 days. And it's big running pirate party. It's insanity. About half the people there are dressed like a pirate, especially me in full pirate regalia. And it's a freaking blast. I mean, that is an event where people come to play, they come to party, they come to have fun. I have no problem getting these crowds all Looney Tunes, which makes me just hard to describe what it makes me. It makes me the best version of me when I'm working with fun people. Holy mackerels. It's pure joy. I feed off of you. If you didn't know it, I feed off of you. And so the Gasparilla situation is nuts and it makes me a little more nuts, which I love. Thank you, Gasparilla, for allowing me to be a nut with your nuts because we have a good time. Oh, and I tell terrible pirate jokes. That's part of the shtick. Every different start line gets multiple terrible pirate jokes. They're cheesy. And I get a lot of groans and some laughs and then some dirty looks. And it's great. It's so great. So I love Gasparilla. Also, there's so much beer there. If you are looking to escape your northern conditions this winter, February in Florida, the Donna and Gasparilla, come twice, man. You cannot go wrong. It is so freaking good. Okay, March, I would like to dedicate to all the friends that I meet in airports. You have no idea how many good friends that I have met on an airplane, sit next to me, or at a gate on a layover, or in the freaking Delta Sky Club. I meet so many wonderful, interesting people that I would not meet if I were not getting on airplanes. And so gosh, just great. I just had an episode because Secretary Duffy, the transportation secretary, he was talking about don't wear your pajamas on the airplanes and comfort. Fine. You can be cute and classy and comfortable. You can have all three. You can have super comfortable, yet look super stylish, but don't miss out on opportunities because when you get on an airplane or a train or a I don't know, a cruise ship, there might be people with jobs who might employ you or give you a sale, or maybe you meet the love of your life if you're presentable, right? And so, yeah, I love that. I meet so many cool people while traveling, and I try to put my best foot forward. I'm never in a suit, but I am neat and tidy, and ideally I match, and I do not smell bad. I try not to smell bad. Oh my gosh, sometimes I get on the airplane after an event, directly from the event, and I'm in the if the Sky Lounge doesn't have a shower, I'm in those airport bathrooms trying to wash myself. It's tragic, but whatever. You got to do what you got to do sometimes, right? All right, April. April kicks off Mud Girl. Oh, the obstacle course race for women. It's 5Ks all around America. I think they offered me 20 something events this year, and I did about 20 something. The ones I couldn't do, I sent Ginger in my place, and she announced those races. But that was, I mean, what a wonderful year. I think I announced in 17 states in 2025. Many states I repeated, like Florida. I probably did 5 events here in Florida, maybe more, multiple in California, multiple in Texas and Utah and Michigan. But yeah, Mud Girl, what a delight. I've been working with them off and on for many years now, but this is the year I got the full schedule as much as I could, and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to see our country and meet all the athletes. I mean, every athlete that if I'm hosting the event, every single one of these athletes has to come through me first. I'm certain I dealt with 200,000 mud girls this year, which was freaking fantastic. I mean, those women, they show up and they are gamers. They are hardcore, ready to have fun. Some of them come alone, which I always think is very well, I mean, calling it brave. Brave is a law enforcement and firefighting and military, right? But with the amount of women who come in big groups or small groups, the ones that are alone, I feel a little kinship with, like, those are scrappy women like me. I do a lot of stuff alone. But yeah, my girls, they've just come to play hard. They're excited to get filthy. They're a little bit nervous, but many of them have their friends. They have matching outfits, and some of the shirts are kind of vulgar, which I love. I can't say all the vulgar things in the microphone, but they dance with me, and they just are hard charging, ready for a fun time, which, as I mentioned earlier, that's what I'm all about. So, Mud Girl Spectacular, the public Savannah Women's Half Marathon with Forrest Gump and all my friends there in that charming little town in Georgia. Spectacular. April. April is love. Oh, also at that point, we started seeing the gas prices and the egg prices and the everything prices go down, which I'm very grateful for because the prices of gas and food was killing us. And last year in 2024, I made a show about how to find better deals on groceries. And then this year, well, the prices are just coming down. And so, politics aside, hooray. Hooray for lower gas prices. I don't want to pay $4. I much prefer paying $2 and whatever cents. So thrilled about that. Thank you, April. Okay. And May's a big month for Fitz Koehler. Plenty of Mud Girl. OC Marathon is the first weekend of that month. And OC Marathon is wild running beach party. It's not even on the beach, but it's a beach party. Does that make any sense? You couldn't have more of a beach party vibe, even if you were on the beach, than the OC Marathon. I've been announcing that race. It's my first race I ever announced since 2014. And I think we sold out the half. It's big time. It is big time. And it is, again, world class. They've got everything going on. The start lines are monster. The finish lines are outrageous. The post race parties are insane, and the bands and the swag, it's just off the hook awesome. And so OC Marathon, you got to put that on your list. It's Southern California. There's a 5K, a half marathon, and a full marathon. And again, things are selling out this year because the word is getting out. I mean, it's always done well, but it's doing even bigger. They're expanding the amount of registrants who can register for their race, but they'll still sell out. So if you're looking to travel, OC Marathon is a big deal. And then Fargo Marathon. Oh, Fargo is so fun. Let me tell you, it was my birthday weekend, and Froda and his Fargo Running Club just treated me like the Viking princess, right? We had a party at a bar one night, and it's just so kind, and I love being a part of that Fargo community. They have really embraced me and welcomed me into who they are. That all started with Mark Knudsen, my former race director, who passed away 2 years ago, but I do love Fargo, and I feel like I have family there. North Dakota, how does a girl from Florida feel like she belongs in North Dakota? But I do, and we actually went swing dancing. It was a blast. Oh, Tim Patton came. It's a good time. Mind you, when you guys show up at my races, then I feel like I have a bestie for the race. Froda Fargo, I feel like I have besties everywhere, but Tim Patton came, we had good times, we went out together, we went out to eat, we went out to dancing, we did all the cool stuff, and yeah, so show up at my races and be part of my little friend circle, and we can go do fun things together. Means the world to me. Okay, summer and fall, so June, July, August, insane. Travel with my girl, and the boiling heat. It's so funny. I think of Minnesota. Minnesota, all I think about is ice. I don't know if I've ever been as hot as I was in Minnesota last year. This year was pretty hot. It wasn't as hot as it was in 24, but the whole damn country is lit on fire. And I have the great privilege of standing outside in the hot sun with no shade, dancing with thousands of wild women. And it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I also got to go back to Washington, D.C. this summer for Mud Girl, which I adore because I love the American history and I love the monuments. And I specifically love the Lincoln Memorial. So getting to go see Abe at least once a year floats my boat. You have no idea. So just a cool time. And the Mud Girl team, we have DJ Lurk and Mize and Dre and Tina and Celine and Austin and Lau. And then the Pink Army, they've created their own cause supporting women with breast cancer. Just good stuff. And they include me in that, which I appreciate because I like taking care of everybody, right? And the fact that I get to take care of the women with breast cancer or those who've just finished breast cancer is really special to me. Okay, here's something I really love about 2025 is I am finally making major progress with strength training. So going back to the cancer nonsense, I wasted away, even though I was still trying to exercise and eat healthy. Chemo was brutal and I lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of muscle. In fact, I remember standing in front of the mirror halfway through my treatment and I looked at my butt. That's right, my booty. And I looked like I had a 95-year-old woman's butt. It was just flat and saggy like a pancake. It was worse than a pancake because it was like drippy butt. I called it chemo butt and I did not like it. And so I've been working so hard for years on end, trying desperately to put some size back on and some strength back on. And they, I lost 15 pounds during chemo. I think I've only put on like 7 pounds, but all the difference in the world. And so right now, I really like my butt and I love my back. And I've had many compliments. People say, your back is so strong. And hooray for me, right? Just as I tell you, you should have a focus, something you'd like to improve. Look at your body. Look at it. Have a look-see and then make a plan on how to upgrade that body part or your whole entire body and then execute the plan. Keep going. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen this month. It may take years. And for me, it did. But finally, if you get a back shot of Fitz Koehler, I feel pretty good about it. And so thrilled. My aim is to strength train every other day. It doesn't always happen when you consider my travels, etc. But gosh, it's happened probably 130 or 150 times this year. And I work hard. Sometimes I take a mild day, but I've done at least 40 million squat jumps and lunges and angry ups and all the things you probably hate. I'm doing on the regular because I want the results and I'm really liking the results. So kudos to me on the backside for 2025. Who freaking yay. Also, July was awesome because I went with my best friend, my childhood best friend, Christy Hill. Talk about her as often as I can. Not enough, but she's the love of my life. She's been at my side since we met in eighth grade. No one makes me laugh like she does. She's that full throttle friend for any reason. Like she takes someone out, I'm helping her hide the body type thing. So we went to Vegas. We stayed at the Fontainebleau and we just had the best time. We had pool days and we went to the Sphere and we saw Kenny Chesney perform and we drank some alcohol and it was great. I mean, we had a lot of sober days too, but it just was so fun and such a nice thing to do. I traditionally don't do many girls' weekends or get away with pals because there's a couple things. A super old dog, Piper. I just didn't want to leave her. Just didn't want to leave her. I'm already gone enough with work. How do you tell your dog who hides in your luggage before you leave that I'm leaving, but it's not even mandatory this time. This time I'm just leaving by choice. So I don't do a lot of that. And yeah, that's the other thing is I leave all the time for work. So it's hard to say, bye, family, I'm leaving for fun. But this time I said, I'm leaving for fun. And we laughed so hard for so long and we deserve that. Folks, if you have a best friend, spend time with your best friend. If they're local, make it weekly. Make it freaking weekly if it's your best friend. And if you're not close to each other, well, then book a trip, whether it's plane, train, automobile, book a trip to be together. You deserve that. If you have a friend who understands you and speaks your weird little language, and trust me, you don't even want to be around Christy and I because we don't speak in a language you wouldn't, you wouldn't have any clue. You would think we were nuts. But you probably have a friend who I would be super annoyed to hear you and that friend communicate because you're off together in your own world. You deserve that. So make plans in 2026 ASAP to go be with your bestie. And you know what? I had cancer 5 years ago. Chrissy just had cancer in 23 and 24. And life is short. And you never know when something goes down. And so even more so now, we appreciate each other. And I'm actually going to go spend New Year's Eve with her. So we're going to have the best time. I'm not going to say pray for us. I'm just going to say that, yeah, hopefully her town survives. That's right. We are coming and hopefully no one gets arrested. That's right. Your little sweet fitness lady isn't always so well behaved. And I plan on possibly not behaving tomorrow night. So we'll see. We shall see. But that was great. That was my favorite part of July. In August, the other most beautiful girl in the world, besides Christy, the human that I made, Ginger Bean. That's right. My Ginger. She graduated from the University of Florida with two, that's right, not one, but 2 degrees. And I couldn't be prouder. It was such a exciting weekend. And to see her in that black graduation gown with the orange and blue tassel, strutting across that stage, shaking her thing and doing the chomp, I just burst at the seams. You know, when I went to the University of Florida, I never even fathomed, I'd have kids and they will also go to UF. So I have two. Ginger's the only one who's chosen UF at this point, but she had a wonderful college experience and thankfully only, 5 miles from home. So I got to see her through it and be a part of a lot of things. When she would do fun and competitions as a sorority, she would invite me to come watch and cheer for her. And it's just nice to be involved, right? So August was a very big deal for that. Also, the bestie Christy came to celebrate Ginger. She's a Seminole and she wore orange and blue. And I put a gator pin on her shirt. And that was kind of nice too. And we had a great party celebrating Ginger. Go Gators. Okay, next up, September. September always brings me quality time with my hotties in Detroit. That's right. If you're one of my Hottie Body Fitzness Challenge folks, and if you're not, you should join. It's a Facebook group and it's awesome. It's thousands of the coolest people on earth who come together to get fit, eat wisely, support each other. But yeah, I get a big experience of hotties when I go to Detroit for the Detroit Women's Half Marathon. And it was Kelly and Katie and Jason and Janelle and her boyfriend. And who else was there? Oh my gosh, Valerie. I know I'm forgetting somebody, which makes me feel awful. Anyways, there was a lot of hotties and that just makes my heart happy. Plus my race director, Eva. Over the moon, in love with Eva. She's a wonderful woman and I'm so grateful that she hires me every year. And she's a great friend too. So it's just nice to get back to Detroit and Michigan. And of course, over this time, I'm not telling you about it, but every weekend I was in another town with Mud Girl. So if not one of these main events, I was there. I can't remember which event I was coming home from in the fall, but I ran into the fawns. That's right. I'm walking down Salt Lake City. I think I was in Salt Lake City Airport, and I was just walking for exercise before I had a little bit of a layover before my flight took off, and he just walks right. We were gonna bump shoulders type thing, and I looked and I said, "Henry Winkler," and he goes, "Yes," and I said, "I'm such a big fan. I just got done reading your book." So I'm sure most people will go, "Oh, Fonzie, eh." But I just read his memoir, and I read it probably like a year ago, but that's what resonated with me at the moment. And he was so nice and friendly, and he asked who I was. He got to know me a little bit. I said, can we have a photo?" And he said, "Sure." So we took a little selfie, and that was cool. That was cool. Hey, it was very cool to meet the Fonz, and I shared a little reel or a photo, and you all seem very excited about it too. It's interesting how many times I don't run into notable people. I'm all over the place, everywhere. Where are all the famous people? They're not with me. That's right. They are not in the Sky Lounge, and they are not in first class on the flight from Atlanta to LA, for crying out loud. Where are they? I don't know. Anyways, Henry Winkler, that was pretty cool. I did hit Utah for the St. George Marathon. That was my first time announcing that event. They have a standard announcer, and she was unavailable, so they hired me, and I'm so glad they did. Listen, it's a gorgeous course. It's a fantastic community, but what I loved so much is the friendliness and the kindness of the staff. I show up many times and I'm the odd man out, right? Everybody's in a particular location working year round to put on a special event. And then I pop in for 3 days. And so quite often I don't know everybody. I don't know everybody's name. There's events like with the Donna Foundation or with OC Marathon. I know who's there because volume, right? I go back all the time and I earn friendships with these people. But sometimes, especially in a new event, I show up. There's frequently times people just, they don't want anything to do with the new person. Ugh, it's not the person we like, that we know, get out of here type thing. And everybody in St. George was so lovely. They were over the top sweet. The runners were really fun. And the management of the race was great. The start line was great. The finish line was great. Actually, I didn't even get to the start line of the full because it's a weird situation. Anywho, it was magical, and it made me happy, and I love being a part. And I got to host their legends or legacy dinner. And I think there was about 1,000 people in this big expo hall. We had a lot of fun there too. I mean, race day is always a blast, and I'm playing music and people are just celebratory. But when you go to a sit down dinner and people are still really fun, I had a great time. I did have a major screw up. You should go back and listen to that episode, the St. George Marathon recap, because they did have a major screw up accusing a woman of being dead, which is worth listening to. I think so. Anyway, St. George was a blast. The other things I've enjoyed this year is I've been keeping up with my ballroom dance lessons. I still do that every Tuesday at 1 p.m. here in Gainesville with my instructor, Michael Singleton, who's wonderful. And he tolerates me because sometimes I boss him around. Yeah. Sometimes I do. And you're probably not surprised about that, but I love dancing. And in fact, I really love the Latin dances, cha-cha and salsa. Those are the ones I'm best at. I could cha-cha salsa all day with him or anyone else. However, I've just recently gotten into waltz and tango, which I didn't think would be my cup of tea. I used to avoid them, but now I really like tangoing. In fact, I'm tangoing quite well, I think. I mean, nothing like the pros, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty good with tango, and I'm proud of that. I also am still doing guitar lessons, so I kind of let that lapse for too long, but I've dove back in and another treat of 2025, my airport, the Gainesville Regional Airport, some organization, I can't remember their name, I wish I could, but they have donated a guitar that sits at the cafe. So where you order coffee or whatever, it's on a stand and you can just use it. You can play guitar. And so I do. I go into the chapel. Normally I stretch in the chapel before my flights take off. But now I bring the guitar in there, I stretch, and I play guitar. And sometimes the other passengers kind of sing along as I play, which is very fun and funny. All right, November, back to Texas, Oilman Triathlon. That was awesome. I do love the variety that I get to host. Major marathons, I think, are my favorite. But I love the random 5Ks. I love the breast cancer walk. That's cool. I love the obstacle course race. I mean, there's nothing like Mud Girl where I just get to dance with people for 8 hours on end. But triathlon, just another cool bit of variety. That race director, Ron Stitt, the owner, he's wonderful to work for, and Texas in general is fantastic. So I loved being at that try. And then December, family, I did have one race in December. My final race of the year was the End Market Savannah Bridge Run, and that one is always a hoot. I just released that recap podcast, but I love being in Savannah. It's just nice to have this regularity. You go and you know you're going to see the same people. You're going to see some new people, but you always see the old friends. And the race is now under wonderful ownership, which is quite nice for me. You know what? When I show up at work, you you can tell I love what I do. I am there so eager to serve our athletes. As a fitness pro, I beg people to exercise, right? And on race day, it's such a treat when an organization says, here's 1,000 or 20,000 or 40,000 people who want to exercise. And then I get to make sure everybody knows what to do, knows where to go, and has a great time. That's what I love to do. But I also really love serving wonderful organizers, people that are putting their blood, sweat, and tears, building a career out of helping their community, and people from outside the community get fit and earn an income doing that. I love that. And so it's especially meaningful when the people I'm working for are decent, when they are kind, when they are professional, and they're can do personalities, right? Sometimes people make excuses or they're unfriendly, and the folks that are now in charge of the Savannah races I announced are just so good. It's really, it's a breath of fresh air. I've had some good people there before, but these guys are specifically awesome, which makes me happy. December came with probably the worst day I've had, maybe ever, and then some surprise days. So even with, even, sorry, even with the loss of Piper in December, I'm still a very lucky girl, and it was a wonderful holiday. So, yeah, I really like 2025, most of it. And I'm really excited about 2026. I think we all have a lot to look forward to, with fitness, taking care of our own health, taking care of our families, just being the best that we can be. I'm very excited that my new book has been doing great. Every time someone orders it, I think, I get to help them. I can't wait to see what that person becomes in a month and in 6 months and in a year. It's very motivating for me to have the opportunity to help you more, to help you make whatever change you see for yourself. I don't even know what you specifically want to accomplish. I just know that I have the power to help you accomplish it. That's my whole life. I've been working towards helping you become the supercharged version of you. So it's just exciting. There's a lot of goodness in our world, even with the hard days, you know, even with loss, there's so much to be grateful for. And to the many of my listeners that are Americans, and gosh, I have so many global listeners. Hi, hello, friends in Germany and Bangkok and Singapore and France and Ireland. Thank you for listening to the Canadians. I mean, there's so many wonderful international listeners, and I love you guys so much. But here in America, for real, we really should not only not be complaining, but we should wake up every day jumping for joy that we get to have that blue passport, that we live in the land of the free. And it's not perfect, but it's the best it is anywhere. It's the best country that's ever been. And I don't know too many people who can make a strong argument against that. So yeah, life is good. We're so fortunate to still have the power to make every one of our days as good as possible and our health as good as possible. And I hope you take advantage of those things. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for being a part of my world. Thank you for being a Fitzness Show listener. Thank you for letting me harass you and boss you around and tell you I love you and hug you when I see you. All of it fuels me. In fact, I would say the most bragging I did about my year had to do with you, right? I'm so lucky to have you. So thank you for making my 2025 wonderful, and cheers to making 2026 even better. I love you so much. Get to work. Bye, team. Mwah.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for a loved one battling cancer? The Cancer Comeback series by Fitz Koehler offers hope, inspiration, and practical guidance. With Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, My Noisy Cancer Comeback, and the Healthy Cancer Comeback Journal. These books are a lifeline for all patients and survivors. Right now, you can order autographed copies at a special discount. Show your support and help a loved one go from sick to strong. Visit fitzness.com today. That's FITZNESS.com. Fitzness.com.